Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm so sorry it's been a while since our last video, but there's been a lot going on and I'm going to update you with it now. It's been quite a horrible year for all of us with the effects of COVID and everything that surrounds that, and I know for a lot of people it's been a very stressful time. On top of COVID, we've also recently been dealing with the effects of avian influenza. Now this is something that comes into our country every year and spreads across Europe, and it's basically due to the migratory birds that bring it across, and it's something that we're quite used to. However, this year there's been a highly pathogenic strain which has caused a lot more concern. Now unfortunately, because of bird flu, it means that there's lots of rules and regulations that come into place to obviously help prevent the spread, just like we're dealing with COVID. And because of that highly pathogenic strain, it means that there's been a bit of a repercussion for what we're able to do with our birds. So whether you own a huge chicken farm or just have a few backyard chickens, or you keep birds of prey, whether that's commercial or as a hobby, we have to follow certain rules. The biggest one being that we have to keep our captive bred birds away from the wild birds to help prevent those issues that may arise with transmission of disease. But this is really hard going on our birds because it means we're not allowed to tether them out in open spaces. We have to make sure they're in enclosed covered areas where wild birds can't have any contact or access to our birds. Now this does mean it's a bit of a rubbish time for our birds because they can't get out as much as we would like. We can't leave water pans out on the lawn where we tether them in the day. They need to be in covered aviaries or tethered indoors where they're basically away from any wild contact. So it has sort of changed routines for the birds and what we can do. There is a stipulation for falconers that we are able to actually still fly our birds for exercise. However, we're not allowed to hunt with them if that means that they're going to encounter wild birds, which is quite hard to avoid, as you can imagine, because every tree, every nearby pond, you're going to find ducks and wild birds that either they're hunting or that they're just coming into contact with through standing on a branch in the same area. It can be easily passed on, so we have to be very, very careful. This means for some of my hunting birds that I was hoping to do a lot more with this season, they've had to stop what they do because of the animals that they hunt, and I'm really limited to hunting rabbits with the birds, which for some of the birds like the falcons is just not possible. Which is a real shame, but we have to stick by the law and we have to do, most importantly, what's best for these birds first. So as you can imagine, 2020 has been really rather rubbish with COVID and with bird flu. It's been a lot for us to contend with. Now there is also something that's been going on which I have been keeping quiet for a while, but I can't really keep quiet any longer, so I thought I would finally share it all with you, and it's a bit more positive than all of that, and that is that I have been incubating my own little baby for 22 weeks now, so I'm just over halfway, and me and James are going to be having a baby next May. I appreciate this is not a baby channel, but I am very aware that in the coming videos you will start to notice a very hard to hide bump. Our life is definitely changing at the moment, and it also meant that one more thing had happened in this time that I've been very quiet, and that is that we've moved. So unfortunately things didn't quite work out for us where we were last. James and me had a really good chat once we found out that I was pregnant. He decided that he needed to take on some work to give us a bit of a better work-life balance. You're cleaning your beak. We decided that he would take a job somewhere else. It has given him a little bit of a career change, but it has also allowed us to still have everything we need from the countryside and have safety and space for our birds, as well as all our other animal family, but also that we're able to properly provide for a child. So we're now further north in England, getting colder by the day. So we're now based up in Cumbria, where it is truly lovely and wild and cold, and there are big hills and lots and lots of wildlife. So it's a really nice place to be. Living a rose. Most importantly, all our birds are safe and well, and although the situation is pretty rubbish for not only us but all our animal friends as well at the minute, we will all get through this together, and there are lots of good things to come. So I'm still here, we're all doing okay, and I will be back online very, very soon. Now luckily, before we moved and before bird flu sort of became a big thing again this year, I was able to start getting out hunting, and I just started filming, so I have some footage, but sadly nowhere near what I wanted to film for you guys, but at least you can get a little bit of a feel for what I've been up to so far this autumn. bum, 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 bum. Hello. Oh, hi. You monkey. Boop, 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 boop. Mwah, mwah. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Oh. What? That's lovely. What? What's up? See, it's true. Thank you. That a friend like me can learn to be human too. Hi. Do 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 do. Hi. Hi. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Can I have a kiss? So from me, Fable, all the birds and the other animals and James, thank you so much for supporting us this year, and I'm really looking forward to doing lots more next year with you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. It has been an absolutely wonderful journey so far, and I know that things will only get better than they currently are. So here's to 2021. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and I will catch you all very, very soon.